Brahma Vishnu Devo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Vande Guru Paramparam Vande Guru Paramparam. I have been asked to talk on Vivekchudamani, and they did not make a decision what I should take. So I think we'll start from beginning, and it gives a good preparation for a seeker. You are all seekers. Some of you are studying Vivekchudamani, or others are doing some type of sadhana, puja, archana, etc. And as usual, people are confused because they are creative in their confusion. So Vivekchudamani is a text composed by Adi Shankaracharya, and it is one of the Prakaran Granthas. Prakaran Granthas means that which has all the terminologies. Similar texts are Atma Bodh, Tattva Bodh, Vairagya Shatkam, Sadhana Panchakam, etc. etc. These are all Panchadashi. These are all Prakaran Granthas. Panchadashi is not composed by Adi Shankaracharya, but it also comes under Prakaran Granthas. Without the study of these scriptures, these Prakaran Granthas, the study of Bhagavad Gita as well as Upanishads is not fruitful. You will not understand anything. If you don't understand the basic terminology, if you don't understand what is gross body, what is mind, what is breath, what is its function, what is intellect, what is the soul, what is Atman, what is universal soul or universal self, what is absolute self. If you don't understand what is past, what is present, what is future, what is Ishvara, what is Jiva, what is Jagat, what is Maya, what is Sattva, Rajas, Tamas, what is Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Matsarya, what are the five senses, what are the five elements. If this basic knowledge is not on your fingertips, if you are studying Bhagavad Gita or Upanishads, you are wasting your time. You will not understand it. So one must study these basic Prakaran Granthas and get in tune with the terminology. And when you are studying the scriptures or the Shankar Bhashya, etc., there is a particular terminology. Someone calls you by the name of Prakash. If someone else came and says, hey, what do you call, Jagan, come here, you will not reply. Exactly the same way, yes, everything is nothing but that divine, but everything in this relative creation has its particular place, has a particular name, and we must be familiar with the terminology. I've asked few of you, what is your name? Now I know a few of them, but not everyone. So I ask, what is your name? So I can relate to that person. See? Same way, what is this? I am Brahman. Arre, सामने तो body दिख रही है. If I am Brahman and after 5 minutes, is there anything to eat food? Then you answer, Brahman doesn't eat food. Go on fast. So here, Adi Shankaracharya, in his moment of creation, brought out these 500 something verses, 570 I think, and he begins with the first verse. You can just listen, otherwise it will take too long. Sarva Vedanta Siddhanta Gocharam Tamagocharam Govindam Paramanandam Sadgurum Pranatosmyaham. Here he says that Govindam Paramanandam Sadgurum Pranatosmyaham. Pranami. So he says, I bow, I offer my salutations, I do my namaskar to Govinda. Who is Govinda for us? The Lord Govinda. Who is also Govinda to us? We know that the Guru of Shankaracharya was Govindapad, whose Guru was Gaudapad. So Govindapadacharya ji, it's two in one. So God also, but at the same time, his Guru also. And what is his nature? His nature is Paramanandam. His nature is infinite bliss. And what is this infinite bliss? Which never becomes blisters. It continues to be bliss, akhanda, unbroken mass of bliss. That is this Govinda. And he is my Sadguru. And from him, what I have learned? I learned Sarva Vedanta Siddhanta. From him I have learned the import, the understanding, the terminology, and whatever I am going to tell you now is all come from my teacher. And who is he? He is Siddhanta Gocharam Dhamma Gocharam. And who is this teacher? Sadguru. He is the one who is Gocharam Tama Gocharam, meaning he is beyond the reach of the senses and the mind. So Gochara, Govinda, Go, same. So who is that Govinda? Who is beyond the reaches of the senses and the mind? Who is the Sadguru? He is also beyond the senses and the mind. And in this way, the first verse brings our attention to bring us to salute at the feet of not only Shankaracharya, that we already did, but we said Shankaracharya Asmad Acharya Paryantam. So that parampara, it began begins from Sri Shankaracharya ji, Adi Shankaracharya ji. But actually his teacher was Govindapad, his teacher was Gaudapad, and in this way we and they were such great masters that they were masters in their own right. Shankaracharya ji, by the age of 8, I think in some satsang we covered that by the age of 8 he had mastered all the scriptures. He was already taking classes for Govindapadacharya ji, for other kids or other students. And by 16 he had already mastered everything, purified his mind, focused his mind, and he was sitting in meditation, where his parents had told him, his mother had told him that your life is only for 16 years. If you knew that you are going to die in a day or 2 or 1 year or 6 months. I gave one example, no, yesterday? Yesterday or पता नहीं कहाँ पे मैंने क्या example दिया है. So this gentleman in Melbourne, he was about to die. He was diagnosed with lung cancer, and now he knows he has got 6 months left. What would you do in 6 months? You will have a bucket list. I will go to America. I want to go to Finland. I want to go and see the Northern Lights in Norway. I want to go to Antarctic. No, he said he was getting worse and worse with every passing day. When I saw him, that night itself he left his body, or the body left him. And he had told the doctors, please give me so much painkillers so that I remain conscious. I want to leave the body. When the last breath comes, I want to be conscious. Doctors asked him why. He said, because I want to be taking the name of the Lord. And he kept chanting Sai Ram, Sai Ram, and he left the body. With the last breath, he chanted Sai Ram, and then it all concluded. So if you came to know, what would you do? See, nobody has declared that you are going to die. So we are going on indulging in life. Shankaracharya, at a young age only, he came to know he was going to live for 16 years. So he prepared himself. He was self-realized. He was in Badrinath. At that time, Maharishi Vedvyas came. He said, "What are you doing?" He said, "My life is about to end now." He says, "Go. Till now you have lived for yourself for 16 years. Now I give you another 16 years. Now you live for the society. Now you live for the humankind." And from that moment onwards, Shankaracharya wrote commentaries, bhashya, compositions, and one of them is the Vivekchudamani. And in this way, where are we? In this way, our Shankaracharya begins by his salutations to the Lord and to Guru Maharaj, without whom he would not be where he is today. Now the second verse comes, Jantunam narajanma durlabhamataha punstam tato viprata tasmad vaidika dharma marga parata vidvatva masmat param आत्मानात्म विवेचनम स्वानुभवो ब्रह्मात्मना संस्थितिः मुक्तिर्नो शत जन्म कोटि सुकृतैः पुण्यैर्विना लभ्यते पुण्यैर्विना लभ्यते. Here he is telling all of us, are we human beings? We are. Nobody answered. I had to answer. So we are all human beings. Do you know what is who is a human being? Let me ask. Nobody has asked you that question. So let me ask. Who is a human being?
Living being with more consciousness. Living being with more consciousness.
Okay. Living with more consciousness. So for a rat is also conscious and monkey is more conscious. So is he human being? More consciousness.
Among all living beings, who has got the highest consciousness, who has more capability to attain salvation, or is more qualified?
Okay.
More qualified to attain the salvation.
Anyone else? Who is a human being? Say that again.
Who can make his own choice.
Good, you were listening before. Anyone else?
Who can discriminate?
Who can discriminate? Because their intellect faculty is there. What else? Mana ayushya iti.
You can decide which is good and which is bad.
Yes, good. All that is correct. But look at it this way. Mana ayushya. The one who has his mind under his control is called a human being. If your mind is not under your control, some aspect of animalism starts entering you. Behavior becomes animalistic. So who is a human being? He who has his mind under his control. He is the master of his mind. He is Manushya. Then there is a possibility of going to higher lokas or devtas or come to universal consciousness or realization. All that is but first step towards all that is control of your mind, your senses and your mind. So here he's bringing this point out. Jantunam narajanma durlabhatah punstam tato viprata. For all beings, a human birth is difficult to obtain. Scriptures say, masters say, we have gone through so many different yonis depending upon the karma or the merit that we have or demerit points that we have collected in our life. And eventually, now you have got the human body. And then rarer, here when it says that out of this, so first greatness in your life is you are born a human. So cherish it. Be grateful to whoever, to that force, to that power, to that Lord, to that consciousness, whoever. Be grateful. Parents, even though parents only make the body, not the consciousness, we are grateful, because without this body, we would not have the choice to pursue the spirituality. We would be in the instinctive life of the animals. So, that is the first thing, that we are born a human, all of us. Then second part is that out of these humans, there are some who are very purified in their mind and intellect. They are called as the Brahmanas, who are Shudras, who are tamasic oriented, who are Vaishyas, who are Rajasic and tamasic oriented, who are Kshatriyas, who are Sattva, Rajas, and a little bit of Tamas, and who are Brahmanas, who are more Sattva, little bit of Rajas, and very minuscule Tamas. And this is the condition of the mind. Every morning you are Sattvic, all of you are Sattvic. By afternoon you are Rajasic. By evening you are Vaishya. By night you are Shudra, because you want to sleep. And every human being is born a Shudra. Oh, really? I thought I was born in a Brahmin family. I am a Brahmin. No, someone has fooled you. Every child is born a Shudra. Then, based upon his karma and his Gyaan, he determines whether he is going to remain a Shudra, that means a dependent on others, or he is a Vaishya, which is wants to possess the material, the world, or a Kshatriya who wants to protect the world, or a Brahmin who wants to explore the higher truths and the world. So, where are we? So, one father can have all the four types of children. Not necessary that a Brahmin father has given birth to four Brahmin kids. Nowadays, you see priests and even masters in the sense sannyasis. They are also eating meat nowadays. Go to Calcutta, you will find them eating fish and meat and everything. So there's nothing. We are not here judging them, but we are talking about the sattvic. How can you do that when your mind is sattvic? Sattvic means there will be complete non-violence in your heart and mind. So here, so among the humans, to be a Brahmin is very rare. Among the Brahmins, tasmad vaidika dharma marga parata. So among these, someone who is following the path of dharma, is interested in the scriptures, is interested in taking the name of the Lord, is God oriented, is Atma oriented, that itself is rarer. And then, and the Vedic religion. Many people want, oh, I am following, the family is following the Sanatan Dharma, but as they grow up, they don't want to follow Sanatan Dharma. They want to, I don't believe in Ram. Yesterday only someone asked me, Swamiji, I don't want Ram, Krishna, this, that. I believe in some higher power. I said, achhi baat hai, you believe in higher power. So why you have an issue with Ram, Krishna or anything? He said, no, it is religious. I said, what is religious? They are names, they are characters from our past. They were special manifestations. It's one God who is expressing as all these. Why you are having this feeling that everything that is Hindu is bad? She said, no, nothing like that, but I just don't feel inclined towards it. I said, okay, chant Om then. What else can I say? But I said, do you have a problem if people call you different names? Someone calls you Didi, someone calls you Auntie, someone calls you Beti, someone calls you my student, someone calls you Akka. You don't have a problem. So you are one having different names and you respond to all those names. She said, yes. I said, so also different people are calling that one God by different names. Accept it. Why you are? But if you don't feel inclined, that's a different matter. You Om, yeah, Om, okay, chant Om. See, so so to be, we are all coming from Sanatan Dharma, the Vedic. What is Sanatan Dharma? That Dharma which follows Vedas. We don't follow what every Tom, Dick, and Harry is saying. Our Praman, our final destination, all the do's and don'ts are written in our Vedas. You follow that, simple as that. But because we want our freedom, we don't want responsibility, we want to compare ourselves, that I am also equal in a family, and I am also, the man should also do 50%, I also will do 50%. It is a sure recipe for destruction of family. So, family is based on compromise. Why family is coming together? Two people are coming together to raise each other up to the divine. This is what our Sanatan Dharma tells you. This is our institution of marriage. Anyway, so those who follow the Vedic religion, even among them, there are few or rare people who who are able to talk on the scriptures, explain the scriptures, understand the scriptures in the right manner, not how they want to. Oh, I heard somewhere Bhagwan has said he is Pran. In Bhagavad Gita, many places the Bhagwan has used the word Pran to express the higher. So Pran. And you start thinking, without breath, breath is God. Everything is God. But there, in that, who will tell you what is the correct meaning of that word pran in the Bhagavad Gita, in that particular context? Only someone who knows. Pran means Brahmaji. See? The golden egg, Hiranyagarbha. What is Hiranyagarbha? Golden egg. Oh, everything is in the golden egg. Everything has come out of the golden egg. And you keep looking, where is the golden egg? See? So in this way, it requires a special or a developed intellect, a sattvic intellect, a focused and purified intellect, and which is not distracted by the world. Such minds and intellects can understand the scriptures. Then even among them, there are only few very rare ones who can discriminate between the Atma and the Anatma. Here it was told, Atmanatma Vivekchudamani Swanubhavo Brahmatmana Sanstitihi. So among those rare ones are who can discriminate. Today he asked me, I didn't even sit down, he started asking questions. But good. This is what it is. Vivekchudamani means crest jewel of discrimination. And what is that discrimination? Discrimination is not, should I eat sambar or rasam? This is not discrimination. Discrimination is between Atma, Anatma, Vivek. What is constant and what is changing? What is permanent and what is impermanent? What is Sat and what is Asat? What is Chit and what is Achit? What is Anand and what is Dukkham? Be very clear about all this. And one who keeps contemplating on this are very rare. And even rare, there are many people who are contemplating. But even rarer among them are those who are in Brahmatmana Sthitihi, those who are established in the Brahman, established in the truth. Having discriminated, they have established in the truth. One kid was asked, have you read the Ramayana? Yeah. Who is your best character? Ravana. So, what is your best? After discriminating between Atma and Atma, where is your attention? World. No. So, there are many pitfalls along the way. And pitfalls don't come from outside. We invite them. We create them by our mindset, with our mindset. And in this way, here he says, Muktirno shata janma koti sakritaihi punyar vina labhyate, and among them are rare ones who have gained the identity with the Brahman, and this liberation is to be attained except through the well-earned merit of 100 crores of birth. Punyair vinalabhyate. You haven't got human birth just by fluke. Your human birth has come about because of, even if you have listened to one satsang in your life, your next birth as human being is already guaranteed. It's already guaranteed. You are doing satsang every day, oh, few more births are guaranteed. You are giving lecture or you are discussing and you got the concepts clear and your attention is on the God or on the self continuously, fantastic. It will not go waste. It will, wherever you live in this life, in spite of all the distractions, suppose you started chanting I'm taking satsang, I'm explaining, very clear. But somewhere down my life, if some mishap happens, if I get distracted, it will not happen. But suppose we see Mahatmas getting distracted. And if that happens, next life, they will start from where they left. It's not that from childhood they will start, it depends upon the intensity of their sadhana. And in this way, Bhagwan Shankaracharya says that to get a human birth is very rare. Once you have taken a human birth, to be a Brahmin or to be born in a Brahmin family is a new concept. To be a Brahmin is a more rare. Out of that, even more rare is to understand the scriptures. To have inclination towards the Vedic scriptures, is rare. After having inclination towards the scriptures, to understand the scripture is rarer. Once you have understood, to be contemplating and discriminating is even rarer. And the most rare is for people to be in union with the divine. And all this is union with the divine is liberation. And this liberation cannot be attained without having accrued more and more merits. And how do you accrue merits? How do you get merit points in life?
Doing good karma.
Karma is done by ego. So how do you karma? There will be always some fault with karma. You can never do perfect karma. So how do you accrue merits? I just answered.
By
Selfless.
How do you say that again?
By going on the righteous path, dharma.
Yes, and what is the righteousest path of dharma?
It's not a dharma.
What is that?
It's not a dharma.
What is that?
It's following the Vedic scriptures.
No. All that is good, but what is it? What do the scriptures talk about?
Discrimination between the bad and the good.
And the conclusion is, she's good. The conclusion is that to be one with the divinity. This is what the whole journey is about. To recognize this individual who's thinking he's a human being, he has to realize he is essentially divine. And when he realizes that or works towards that, the individuality dissolves away and vanishes. And in its place, the totality or the infinity starts expressing, which is always there. The example we have given you is the wave is at any given moment the totality called the ocean. When you are touching the wave, you are touching the ocean, but also you are touching the infinite waters. So when you are touching yourself or thinking of yourself, are you thinking of yourself as a child of someone, as a body, or as a part of God, or not other than God, or infinite consciousness? or continuously complaining, I ब्रेकफास्ट तीखा बना दिया, मुंह में छाले आ गए, इसी के ऊपर छोटी छोटी चीज़ों में फंसे हुए हैं. You have to think big. For that, discrimination is required. That discrimination no other culture in the world gives other than Sanatana Dharma. This depth of knowledge that is given, it's not there in any other paths except our Vedic literature. And in this manner, we'll go to the third verse. He says, Durlabham tramevaitad devanugraha hetukam manushyatvam mumukshatvam mahapurusha sanshrayaha. This is a very beautiful verse. And there are three things which are indeed due to the grace of God in the human birth. What is that? First is the human birth comes from the grace of God. But Swamiji, you just said that because of your punya karma, you got the human birth. This is only as long as you're thinking your body. Once you become purified and you come, your proximity to the divine within your heart, let it be God or consciousness, as you come closer and closer, you realize everything is being run by some higher principle. You are not doing anything. Everything is happening. Again, I am repeating. We think I am hungry. But did we create hunger? No. I am blinking. Did we create blinking? No. I am thirsty. Thirst came and I take the ownership of that thirst and say I am thirsty. So everything is happening. Waking is happening, dream is happening, sleep is happening, hiccup is happening, breathing is happening, defecating is happening, everything is happening. Ego comes and says, I am doing it. Then when it is doing it, it becomes an action. If it doesn't take, it will still go on. Breathing will still go on. If you are sleeping, you are not taking ownership of breathing, it is still going on. See? So, when we come to this point of proximity to the divine, where our mind is continuously only thinking of the divine, we come to realize everything in this creation is happening by His will, not by our will, not by our effort. So, the first one, Durlabham tramevaitad devanugraha hetukam. He is the cause of everything. So because of him, this human birth has come. So we must have gratitude towards him. Then second thing, that how the divine functions in our life. First is human birth. Second is manushyatvam, mumukshutvam. First is manushyatvam, human birth. Second is a desire for liberation. This is also by a divine grace. It is not because of your karmas. It is not because of the merit points that you have collected over many, many lives. Also, so this urge to be more than that I am right now. For that urge is there to understand something higher. So I was bombarded with questions when I came. You see? And it is good. Therefore, if someone is coming sincerely, we answer also. Then third one, Mahapurusha Sanshraya. This is also happening because of the grace of the Lord. And what is that? Coming in contact with Mahapurusha, saints and sages, learned ones. This is not because of your punya. Similarly, if in dream you are getting God, seeing God in your dreams, it is not because of your punya. It is not because of your karma. God comes in our dream by His own free will, and He goes away from His mind, our mind, also by His own free will. So, the first grace is we have got a human body, be grateful. Second grace is that we have an inclination to liberate in this lifetime. That is also because of the Lord's grace. And the third is to make that happen just by wishing that I want to liberate, nothing is going to happen. But when we keep thinking about liberation again and again, automatically the people, such masters start coming into our life who are able to guide our mind towards liberation. See? And this you must have seen in your life also. And in this manner, दुर्लभम त्रयमेवैतद् देवानुग्रह हेतुकम मनुष्यत्वम मुमुक्षुत्वम महापुरुष संश्रयः. Now go to verse. ये तो कर लिया. Verse 4. Now क्या हो गया यार? क्यों नहीं खुल रहा? Why? Now he says, लब्ध्वा कथञ्चिन्नर जन्म दुर्लभम तत्रापि पुंस्त्वं श्रुतिपारदर्शनम यस्त्वात्ममुक्तौ न से ततः मूढधीः स ह्यात्महा स्वं विनिहन्त्य सद्ब्रह्मात्. He says that the man who, having by some means obtained a human birth and mastery of the Vedas to boot, is foolish enough not to exert himself for self-realization, verily commits suicide, for he kills himself by clinging to things unreal. We are clinging to things. Here the word used is unreal. Unreal is what? Tell me, what another word for unreal?
Maya.
Maya. Tell me another word which is easily, nobody has seen Maya till today. So tell me another way which can be comprehended by you.
Illusion.
Illusion, okay. World. Very simple. If I have to explain to a child, child doesn't understand illusion, child doesn't understand Maya, child doesn't understand what other words were used.
That which doesn't exist.
Huh?
That which doesn't exist.
Child will not understand that.
Everything other than God.
A child does not understand that. Even you don't understand. You are just repeating something that you have studied. So what is what was the question?
Unreal.
Unreal. What is unreal? You have to explain to a child.
Material world, anything.
The child does not know what is material. I am saying explain to a child, her, or to that young kid.
Not perceivable by senses.
This is not existing.
But child is seeing you existing. You are not existing. You are part of the world. How will you explain that to child?
Anything the child see or feel.
You can't escape from seeing and feeling, man. That which is continuously changing is unreal. Now you explain that to child. Beta, what is changing? Mummy is changing. Sometimes she is happy, sometimes she is angry. She will understand. Simple, no? That which is changing is unreal. That which is changeless is real. Now find out what is changing in your life. World is changing, air is changing, fire is changing, sun is coming and going, night is coming and going, seasons are coming and going. Leave that to the world. The body is coming and going. First it was childhood, now it is past 60. Every day body is changing. And what are we attached to? That which is changing. Don't do this disservice to yourself. If you are going to satsangs and if you are committed to the liberation, because your group is called Jivan Mukta Satsang, itself says that you are seeking liberation. Then to remain attached to the world, as our Swamiji says, attachment to the world expresses in two ways. How? It's called dry garbage and wet garbage. Gila kachra, sukha kachra. Sukha kachra is possessions of the world. Gila kachra is emotions, means attachments to the relations. So both of them have to go out of our mind. How will we take it out of the mind? I don't know how to give up. Don't give up. Only shift your attention to the Lord. That's all. As you keep your dedication and your love for the Lord increases, to that extent the impact of the dry garbage and the wet garbage becomes less and less and less. This is your experience. Every night you go to sleep, neither the relations have an impact on your sleep, nor the possessions that you have an impact on your sleep, isn't it? It's your experience every day. All you have to do is recreate it consciously without disturbing your life. While living your life, while doing your duties, while performing everything, whatever has to be performed, somewhere deep inside in your heart, this connection to the divine, Bhagwan, liberation in this life, not next life. Enough. Alam. Enough. And for that, do what is required. Take the name, contemplate, study the scriptures, whatever, but do it subjectively, not to teach someone else. Not to teach someone else. So here, having gained the human birth and having interest in the scriptures also, the Vedas, it is foolish not to seek liberation. Now what are we doing? We are studying the Vedas. Why? I want the rain to come. Why? Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Who asked you Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu? Did God tell you you have to take care of the world? Did God tell you you have to make the rain happen? Did God tell you you have to go and heal people? Did God tell you to do the siddhis? But self, why? तो खुजली है ना कुछ करने की. That khujli is importance. That khujli is name and fame. That khujli is control over others. This is what religion is. This is what cult is. When organizations come where people with siddhis are there, everyone is at their mercy. And they keep satisfying their wishes here, left, right, and center. And those people become more and more dependent on that person. Then what should a Mahatma do? He should make the student or the seeker, whoever comes to him, independent, not dependent. Must make him or her independent to find answers from within their own heart for their own questions. And how will that person find their own answers for their own questions? By committing to the divine. Yesterday we talked about that in chapter 12. By committing to the divine. Then it's a whole new ball game after that. And that is what is told here. And if he doesn't, after getting human birth and interested in scriptures, he doesn't commit to liberation, he is a living dead. Means a corpse walking around on this earth. Meaning, the word he has used is more, so he atmaha swam. He has killed himself while living. And what is killing yourself while living? Very simple terms. Not recognizing that you are of the nature of divine, but instead thinking, I was born, I'm going to die, this creation was before I was born, this creation will be there after I die, life is so difficult, the children don't listen to me, blah, 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 that list goes on. This is dying every moment. If the tea doesn't come, life is death if I don't get the tea at this time in the morning. If I don't get the toast with the right color, my whole day is wasted. Why? Because I did not get the toast of the right color. For such small things, our whole mood and our whole peace is hijacked. Grow up. Continuing, he says, इतकोन्वस्ति मूढ़ात्मा यस्तु स्वार्थे प्रमाद्यति दुर्लभम मानुषम देहम प्राप्य तत्रापि पौरुषम. What greater fool is there, Mudhatma, than the man who, having obtained rare human body, neglects to achieve the real end of his life? This is what we keep going around and teaching. Wherever this topic has come so many times. Once you have gained the human birth, our purpose of human birth is only to realize that we are the infinite one. Dekho. Where is life first expressing? In the plant kingdom, isn't it? Then life became more vibrant. Plants can only stay in one place and eat from one place, from the roots or the moisture in the air. If there is drought, like it is going to start from now in Australia, El Nino effect, the trees of Australia can't say, let's go to India, there's a lot of rain there. They can't. They are stuck. They are going to suffer. Then next evolution, if you want to use the word, the next evolution was that of animals. Animals, where do they eat from? They eat from the front, they grow from the back. The plants, they ate from the bottom and grew to the top. Now, new evolution, eating from the front, growing at the back. They can move around, they can eat, but they cannot choose. तो बहुत हो गया मीट यार, अब वेजिटेरियन हो जाते हैं. They can't. The cow will eat only grass, the lion will eat only meat. You are asking, where is that lady? There. So they can't change. They're born like that. So that is the next stage of evolution. No choice, but consciousness is more vibrant. The animals can move around, they can protect themselves, they can protect their children. Trees cannot protect their own children, meaning that the children cannot grow under the tree. It has to be blown away. Only then it will grow into a tree. But the animal kingdom, they take care, they train, they teach them the survival techniques, and then they let them go. Then comes, after animal kingdom comes what? The human kingdom. In human evolution, where do we eat from? From the top. Plants ate from the bottom, grew to the top. Animals ate from the front, grew at the back. Human beings eat from the top and grow at the bottom. And among human beings, the perfection is gained in females. They can produce also, they can take care also. Now, is the next evolution, after being born as a human, is the next evolution asking you to be attached to world and relations? Or is there some other possibility? From a body point of view, we have reached perfection. There cannot be more perfection than the body that you have at present. So it has to be the evolution of the mind. That's the next frontier. And that evolution of the mind is not possible for plant or for animal. It is only possible for the human. Which human? Now we already said, you have all the ticks. You are born a human, yes. Are you interested in scriptures? Yes. Are you seeking liberation? Yes and no. Sometimes we get distracted. So increase your focus on the liberation while living your life. Otherwise, here he says that the people who have obtained a rare human body neglect to achieve the real end of life. What is end of life? You listen to 3 days ago I gave a lecture on river of life. Is our end as a human being, once we are born, what is our end? Death? Nachiketa also knew that he is going to die. And he was only 8 years old, 6 years old, and his father said, "Go, I give you to death." Arre, Dad is telling me to give death. He didn't say, "Daddy, how can you say that? I'm only 6 years old. I don't want to die. I got so much long life in front of me." But he said, because his father was his teacher also of the scriptures, he took it positively. He said, if Dad has told me to go to death, he must be knowing that I know the way to go to death and I must explore it. And within few hours or minutes, it doesn't say there, he found a way and he went to death. And after going to death, he waited because it was not his time. Lord Death came. He says, "What do you want?" He says, "No, I'll come." The Dwarpal told him he's been waiting for 3 days. He says, "What? A Brahmin guy sitting for 3 days and without any drinking and water? My God, this is, I have committed a sin. Please call him in." And he called him in and he gave him 3 boons. What would a small child of 6 years old who has studied a bit of scriptures, who is purified in his intellect, what will he ask? He didn't ask, "Oh, I want to go back to my daddy." He didn't say that. Oh, Bhagwan, he says, first thing, he says, "By your grace, when I go back to my parents must recognize me the way I came from them." Smart, no? Because by the time you go to death and come back, if he sends it back, the world has already passed so many eons. Thousands and millions of years would have passed by then. But he says, when I go back by your grace, first boon, please. And in the other 2 boons, he is only asking, what is that by knowing which there is nothing else remaining to be known? And the Lord of Death distracts him by wealth of this universe, eternal life in this universe, so much gold and so many apsaras and so many palaces and Lord of the whole world. He says, all that is okay if you want to give me, but will that give me, will I come to know that by knowing which nothing else remains to be known? Do we know that in our life, by knowing which nothing else remains to be known? We want to explore the world. We want to explore, in Western psychology, we want to explore the mind. But in our scriptures, we utilize the mind, but we come to know the self. And that self which we have come to know is the infinite self or the universal self. So nothing is left untouched. Everything is included. Vadantu shastrani yajantu devan kurvantu karmani bhajantu devataha atmaikya bodhena venapi muktihi na siddhyati brahma shatantarepi. Let people quote here is talking about what we see around. Let the people quote the scriptures and sacrifice to the gods. Let them perform rituals and worship the deities, but there is no liberation without the realization of one's identity with the Atman. So if we are doing puja, I have been doing puja for all my life. Now, whatever my parents were doing, I am continuing. What? क्या तीर मार लिया तुमने? All you are doing is following the tradition. Have you become subjective? Have we become subjective? Has that, if your parents have done the puja of the Lord, of say Vithala or Vishnu, and you are continuing, has that Vishnu entered into your heart and taken place? Has your love for Vishnu increased with every puja? Or it is just mechanical. This is what they used to do, this is what I am doing, and Bhagwan, please let my day go well, and nobody should trouble me, and I should get promotion, and my salary should go increase, and my children should grow up well. How many of you have done the puja, or you have seen people doing the puja? Do they get all whatever you have asked or what they have asked? Have they all got it? Have their children come out to be the way they want them to be. My parents didn't. They also did puja every Saturday, not every day. So for them, being a sannyasi, it was a taboo. It was not for them, they were very simple. You have to go achieve, get a job and get married, have children. But they must have done something right that I came and entered in their life. But it took them so many years to come to terms that their son is a sannyasi. See, from their point of view, it was a bad thing. From your point of view, what your children are doing is bad or good. Because you have your set rules of thinking. You're not thinking outside it. You're not thinking of, don't have a wholesome picture of life. And once you have given birth, where is the question of ownership of that child? Animal kingdom doesn't do it. You are smarter than animals. Then what you should hold on to? You should hold on to God or the Atma Tattva. That is the way you keep your mind at peace. Leave everyone to their own journey. Meaning, leave everyone to their own destiny. Provide the right environment for them to grow. Provide the support as much as you can, but understand, everyone has come with a destiny, they will. But if you are committed to the scriptures and you are committed to the various the correct way of living, then the sacrifice to the God, those who are doing it, let them do. Should I do it or should I not do it? You decide, bhai. Let them perform rituals and worship the deities, but there is no liberation without the realization of one's identity with the Atman. Do you need a God to identify with the Atman? Do you need God? I'm not asking very difficult questions. This is beginning of Vivekchudamani. I have not even entered into the proper text yet. And which means you have not addressed this question. If you are not answering. Do we need God? Yes and no.
Yes.
Some people need, some people don't need it. Does a wave need any grace to realize it is water? It is already water. It was always water. Similarly, do you need anything from outside to know that you are the infinite consciousness? No. Keep focusing on it, keep contemplating on it, keep working towards it. See, with the Atman, no, not even in the lifetime of 100 Brahmas put together, na siddhyati brahma shatantarepi. If our attention is only on puja, this, that. Today we went to Kailash and after the first day's walk, I don't know, only you have gone to Kailash. Nobody else has gone? No. So after the first day, we reach a height of 17,300 feet and we stay the night there. From there, the Kailash, the golden north face, you can see. And we went to walk. We walked 5.5 kilometers. It took us 6-7 hours to reach. We touched Kailash, and my friend, he was in front of me, and I was coming, and suddenly he was coming down, holding such a big stone. It's not a stone. He said, "What is this?" I said, "Why you are carrying such a big one?" He said, "Swamiji." I said, "Bhagwan, please grace me. And a big stone came from the top and it fell, not on my head, it fell in front of me. I think he heard my prayer. What should be our attitude? Looking at Kailash, which is made up of stone, one huge pyramid, or Shivalinga, or God, photograph or statue or Ganpati, it should remind us of the consciousness that we are. He carried that 2 kg stone all the way back to Australia. Now he has got it made into a throne made out of silver and gold, and he has put it in that, and now people have forgotten Kailash. They are looking at, oh, we are going to come to your house for darshan. It is good that it is something that he has got to focus on, but that focus is outwards. It has to turn inwards, and as long as our focus is outwards, what do? Puja, archa, japa, havan, seva, dan, pilgrimages, all this is happening outside. We need to be subjective. If we are not subjective, Atmaikya bodhena vinapi muktihi. Mukti is not possible without coming in union with your own essential nature. And that union with your own essential nature is possible only if you are thinking about your Atma. Only if you are thinking about your Atma. If you are thinking about food, you have union with food. You are thinking about bed, you have union with your bed. You go to sleep. You're thinking about work, you take the train and go to work, you are at workplace. This is how you function. Whatever you think, you go and unite. Depending upon the intensity of desire to unite. So you change everything from the world and shift your attention to the Atma Tattva. Amrutatvasya nashasti vitte netyeva hi shrutihi braviti karmano muktehe hetutvam sfutam yataha. There is no hope. Amrutatvasya, there is no immortality. Amrutatva na shasti vitte netyeva hi shruti. The scriptures say that immortality is impossible by the means of riches. What is means of riches? Tell. You may have done it by giving lot of people go to Tirupati and they what? Crown they give, asan they give, anklets they give, malas they give, and that a Reddy takes it and gives it to someone else. So by giving wealth, this is physical wealth. So people want to build temples, people want to write, this person donated so much, and and he becomes the trustee. It's not equal to realization. You will be caught up. I want to do seva, you will be caught up. Seva must not happen by your decision, I want to serve the people. Seva should happen when God prompts you, and seva can be that child coming and say, Swamiji, I don't want to drink. Take the milk and put it in her mouth. That is seva. It's simple. Yesterday she came, she said, Swamiji, I got hurt, and she shows her leg. Something khapli ho gayi thi wahan pe. So I put her hand on. Now it's gone. She said, gone? It's so simple. It doesn't understand. Gone? I said, yes, it's gone. Okay, I can play now. Yes, you can play. He started playing. See? We'll conclude here this one. And such indeed is the declaration of the Vedas. Amrutatvasya nashasti vitte netyeva hi shrutihi. The Shruti says that by wealth, yesterday also I brought this point, na karmana na prajaya dhanena tyage naike amrutatvamanshuhu. Na prajaya, not by progeny. Na karmana, not by activity, not by action. What is action? Manasa, vacha, kaya. That principle, that Atman is beyond the mind, beyond the speech, beyond all activity. Activity is in the material world. Activity is in the unreal. Atma is the real. So how can some activity at the inert level, which is body, breath, mind, intellect, how can that inert body give you realization? Think. Who are you? A conglomeration of spirit and matter, isn't it? You are a mixture of two. So only spirit is what? It is self-determined. It is self-illuminous. It is self-knowing. And what is matter? Which cannot think. It is inert. It becomes activated only in the presence of life, the Atman. And with that which has got its no independent existence, you are saying that by doing yoga, by doing pranayam, by doing puja, by doing havan, by doing pilgrimage, all that is at the body level and mind level, desire level. With that, I am going to come to know the God or the Atman. Don't fool yourself. Get reoriented. This is the first 7 verses of Vivekchudamani. My God, what is going to come afterwards? We will look at it in our next class.
Very intensive it is.
Huh?
Very intensive.
It's very simple.
I
It's
found
not
it
intense.
intensive
It is very simple.
because it's a game changer to our perception. So that's why it become intensive to us.
True. Because rather than reinforcing your perceptions of life when you are in a satsang, become zero. Be empty. Allow the words of the teacher and the scriptures to go and do the transformation that is meant to happen. If you keep acting, bringing your past, your way of looking at life again and again, it will act as a speed bump again and again.
Yeah, that's right.
And then it becomes too much. Oh my God, it is too much. I think it is impossible. Nothing is impossible in this life. Bhagwan has not given this to make us live a complicated life and confuse us. He has given it to us so that we recognize life is so simple. The way you lived as a child, that it is my toy, it is my truck, it is my Lego. Are you worried about those Legos and trucks now after you grow up? No, you've given it up. Everything in this life you have to give up. Then why you are holding on to everything? Give up and hold on to that which cannot be given up. What is that? The Atman or the God. With this thought, we'll conclude. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Nasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. Just sit quietly for a moment. Just one thought, if I don't remember in the next class. This challenge, what he said just now, it is common. It came to us also. You have to find the answer for that. And in simple words, the answer is we have more faith in our own perceptions than in the vision that the scriptures are giving us. We are convinced the way we look at the world is the right way, and the way the scriptures are telling, I don't think it is possible, man. It's only possible for sannyasis. It's only possible for Mahatmas. No, it is possible for every one of us. Be convinced of it. First thing is conviction. Yesterday I used one word, resolve. Make a resolution that what scriptures are saying is true. If once you decide that what they are saying is true, then your whole life will start working, the whole nature will start helping you to come to that conclusion. But you have to make the resolution. Nobody else can make it for you. Hari Om.
I think for majority of the people around